Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patki and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to look at the preview of the second T20 International which is going to take place between India and South Africa on 2nd of October in Guwahati, that is the Gandhi Jayanti. And purposely this match is played on this auspicious day because as we know currently the series between India and South Africa is known as Gandhi Mandela Trophy. So an apt tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. Coming to the game itself, this pitch, first of all we will analyze the pitch. The pitch has a tendency to slow down. Ball doesn't easily come onto the bat very nicely, so 150 160 in that range the score would be optimum. If the team batting first achieves that, then they are surely in the game, but it depends on the conditions as well. Especially dew factor comes in towards the latter part of the innings, so it is a bit of a catch 22 situation for the team batting first, that they know that they have to at least get 150 to 160 on the board. But for example, if we take South Africa, if they bat first, they know that the likes of Surya Kumar Yadav, KL Rahul and Rohit Sharma are in the form of their life, so that is not going to be enough. So there is a delicate balance that needs to be followed, and it will be interesting to see what kind of template or approach both the team employ, and especially the team that bats first. If India bats first, I think they will play with a particular set of template that they have been playing since the 2021 World Cup exit, which happened in the group stage with Rohit Sharma as a staunch advocate. Coming to the bowling of India, it has been a huge concern, no doubt. Arshdeep Singh's form was good in the last innings. I think better than good. India will be looking for an exact replica of that performance. Harshal Patel also looked that he is back into his element after a couple of ordinary outing against Australia, but we have to keep in mind that he was injured, we have to give him some leeway. Deepak Chahar impressed one and all, and now as we know that almost it is certain that Jasprit Bumrah is going to miss out. Deepak Chahar, Arshdeep Singh will have added responsibility. Selectors have also added Umran Malik to the fore. He is actually not part of the official reserves, but he will travel with the Indian squad in case of some injury or someone unfortunately tests COVID positive on arrival. So Umran Malik is a fine option. But anyways, coming back into this series, so the spotlight will be on bowlers, and who will be able to grab the place of Jasprit Bumrah. As we know that Bhuvneshwar Kumar is currently at the National Cricket Academy along with Hardik Pandya, who is recuperating. Most likely that they will also miss the Test ODI series which is going to take place in a few days. They will travel to Australia with the rest of the squad on 6th of the October. So a lot of permutation combination need to be kept in mind by the team management, and it will be interesting to see who steps up. Our batting is not a concern at all. Surya Kumar Yadav in the form of his life, expecting another big innings for him. Fireworks towards the middle and death overs. Virat Kohli has also rediscovered his touch since the Asia Cup. There is a bit of a concern about KL Rahul's form, but I think we should not criticize the last innings. Although he scored 51 of 56, the pitch was such that he needed to take time, and he did exactly that. As far as South Africa is concerned, the form of skipper Temba Bavuma is a big concern, as well as Quinton de Kock. Quinton de Kock has scored less than 100 runs in 9 innings, so that is a big problem. So both of the openers are not firing for the South Africans, and this loss of form has come at actually a bad time for South Africa. So both will be looking to brush up their stats. Riley Russo has also a lot to prove. He has been in fine form for his county in Royal London as well as the 100, but international cricket is a different kettle of fish altogether, and he scored in the duck last game, so there will be added pressure on him to perform well. The South African bowling has held up pretty nicely. They gave an excellent performance despite the fact that having only 107 to chase. Tabraiz Shamsi had an ordinary game, but he can make it up. Keshav Maharaj has been bowling wonderfully well in the middle overs, and Kagiso Rabada hitting his patch. I think Lungi Ngidi will come into his game, and Andrik Norkia also bowling at more than 145 plus in the middle over. So that is always a nightmare combination for batsmen to face. I think I fancy India in this game because of the home conditions and the peculiarity they have. Team batting winning the toss should bowl first, but it is no matter a guarantee if Team India is in full flow. then it doesn't matter how well the South Africans ball, we will eventually win. So hoping for an enticing contest on a Super Sunday, and may the best team win. So how did you like my preview of the second T20? Please tell in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and requesting once again humbly, please subscribe.